Welcome Seekers! You have made it to the Tarot Magicians channel. My name is Ricky, and today I bring you another Pick a Card Tarot reading. This one is for singles. We're going to be talking about just what's coming next for you in love, singles only. And before we get started, I want to remind you Seekers that I do have an Etsy shop, and I'm offering private readings there at a very, very low, inexpensive rate. And, you know, I'm going to have to start limiting them because the demand has been truly great. Thank you for the ones that have already placed your private readings request. I've loved working with every single one of you. Thank you for the feedback. Seekers, thank you for the reviews. If you haven't already gone to the Etsy shop, go ahead and read the reviews. They've been truly phenomenal. Thank you so much. Thank you all for your donations, your beautiful words. If you have any questions about that Etsy shop and those private readings, let me know. Also, all of the tarot decks that are pretty much, or tarot decks or oracle decks that are going to be used here today, you will be able to find a link to them down below in the description as well, if you're interested in any of them. So, let's go ahead and get started, Seekers. In front of you, you have 4 groups. You have group number 1. Group number 2, group number 3, and group number 4. Now take a moment to select the group that calls to you the most. Now I'm going to include the timestamps in the description below. Welcome, group number 1. Welcome. All right, so group number 1, in front of you, you have a card from the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle deck. And as always, it's going to represent just the theme of the reading, the keywords of perhaps, you know, what's coming next, or just in general, you know, what we should look out for and what direction this reading will go. So let's go ahead and take a look. Stolen in her sleep. Oof, this one, it's a bit of a creepy card, not gonna lie. This is the card of the fairy that is being taken away by the fairy goblins in her sleep. All right, so you can see here in the back, you've got all the fairy goblins. They're kind of like, you know, taking her. She's just unaware of what's going on. The keywords here are unaware, unconscious, and unawakened. Interesting, okay. So, group number 1. The reason why this is the theme of your reading is because something about your thought process and your emotions is not right. So perhaps there's some kind of blockage. There's some kind of shadow that has kind of taken root in you. And perhaps you've lied to yourself about something. And what that is ultimately doing is that it's lowering your vibration. It's putting you in a state of depression, possibly. It's putting you in a state of anxiety. It's putting you in a state of low emotional, I would say, just processing. You know, it's like you are going through a bit of a little bit of a, how can I say this? I think blockage is just the best word. Maybe you desire something, but it's not happening fast enough, and this is really bothering you. And, you know, sometimes we want something so badly, right? And we visualize it and we see it and we tell ourselves we're manifesting it, right? Well, I'm believing it because I'm seeing it, I'm manifesting it. But in reality, after a while, when it doesn't happen as quickly as you want, you start feeling down, you know, depressed, maybe even upset. There's this feeling of unhappiness, right, that overcomes you. And so what started out as manifestation turns out being a demanifestation. It's like you are allowing these goblins to come and swallow you up. And you're doing it without being unaware of it, right? You're doing it without really truly understanding what's happening. So really the message of this card is take account of what you're feeling and why you're feeling it. And tell yourself that patience is a virtue. Tell yourself that you're going to make a difference. Now let's find out exactly what this is. I mean, you know, this is just one card. So we need to throw more cards and find out exactly what this is. But first, we're going to start with the Star Tarot. This is one of my favorite tarot decks, Star Tarot. It's beautiful. And let's see what's coming next. We're going to try to uncover the shadow as well, but not with the Star Tarot. We're going to use another deck for that. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Group number 1. Alright, so what's coming next in love for group number 1? Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So, group number 1. For those of you who are looking for... actually, no. Let me not even say that. That's not right. So, what I am seeing here is that there are people coming to you, right? So, there's a partner that's coming to you. Now, here, this person is showing up as the King of Wands. Right, so you've got a person that's coming to you. This person is someone who, they're leaders. You know, they're just natural born leaders. This is a person who excels in leadership skills. This is a person who, when they walk into a room, they capture everyone's attention. This is a person, as you can see here by the breastplate and his throne, has defeated that dragon of chaos and has made order out of that chaos. And so this is the kind of person who is very dynamic, the kind of person who is an achiever in every sense of the word. So the question here, what is coming next in love? Okay, you're going to find a partner. Someone is definitely 100% coming. Now, interestingly enough, you have another king here. And this King of Cups is reversed. All right, this King of Cups is reversed, and I feel like this is giving us more information on the theme of the reading, stolen in her sleep. I feel that there are some emotional volatility within you, group number 1. Okay, and it stems from your planning. It stems from you wanting to have everything exactly as you want. It's almost like if, you know, you set out in life to accomplish something. You've told yourself, I want this, and I want it exactly like this and this and this. And life has told you, nah, not really. That's not how it's going to work out, right? And so what's ultimately happening for some of you is that you're allowing this energy of like depression and this energy of low mood and just volatile emotional turbulence and tears to just overcome you, you know. And it's like maybe sometimes you feel uninspired to do things. And so what's happening here is that perhaps you want something to happen at a certain time and it's not happening. So, you know, it's really just affecting you in this emotional sense, with the King of Cups reversed. Now, the Two of Wands is also just talking about planning. You know, this is the card of planning. So for a lot of you, it's telling you to start planning ahead, right? To start really, truly looking towards what is on the horizon, right? So you've got here the Two of Wands. And this Two of Wands, we've got more sun symbolism, right? So you've got here the sun, it's rising across the mountains, and we've got here the wheel, and the wheel's just kind of shifting and turning, and it's now symboling, it's like a symbol of this is your turn, this is your time. And we have the King of Wands, which is the same sun that's rising here is rising behind the King of Wands. So it's almost like if this is telling you your time has come, right? Like this is going to happen, and you need to start planning for it. And the one thing that I guess the cards or Spirit would like for you to change and really work on is your emotional state. You know, why is it that you feel the way you feel? Is it because things aren't happening as quickly as you would want them to? You know, what's going on? Really check in with yourself and let it go. Release it, because it's not doing you any good. Now let's try and find out a little more about what that is. We're going to use another tarot, the Heaven and Earth tarot deck. And we're going to take a look and see what we find here. What do we have? What do we have? Yeah, Yep. So you've got the World, and you've got the Knight of Cups reversed. That's interesting. So I like to use the Heaven and Earth Tarot deck because they're just so like kind of dark and gloomy. It's perfect for shadow work. So we'll start with what we've already been kind of shown with these cards. So you've got here the World, and this is the card of like reaching the end of something, right? This is the card where you get everything exactly as you want it. You got it. Like, I want this, I want this, I want this. Yes. Check. You got it. So the fact that it's showing up here in the kind of the shadow part of this reading tells me that perhaps things haven't been going exactly as you'd expect. Maybe life has been a bit difficult, and it's taking you through peaks and valleys as opposed to a straight line forward to what you want and expected. And perhaps no one's been there to tell you, hey, life is tough, right? Sometimes you lose, right? Sometimes you win, but it's not always a win. And so maybe you've experienced some of these losses, and when you haven't been told and really explained that life requires for you to lose in order for you to gain in the long run, and you haven't gone through that period of loss, sometimes it's very difficult for you to recuperate from the loss when you experience it once you become an adult. It stems from society today. We do tend to shield people from chaos as much as we can to protect them. But ultimately, it ends up hurting us, right? When we get older and we actually see the reality of life, and we're confronted with that chaos, and now we have to try and make order out of it. And sometimes we can't move forward, or we can't even get out of our way because we're paralyzed. It's like, wow, this is what life really is. That's tough. So, for some of you, just for some, I feel like maybe life hasn't given you exactly as what you've demanded or what you've wanted. So it's left you feeling a bit depleted. There's this sense of like paralysis. And also for others, you've been hurt by other people. So you've got here this Knight of Cups. This is another young man. We've got three people have shown up in this reading, and they've all been men. But this shadow here, it's almost like you've been hurt by a person, a young person. And I feel like this might be in the past. This is for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you. This person left you feeling this dread, this emotional dread with this King of Cups. They've left you feeling upset, down, with that emotional volatility. Maybe, a sense of, I don't think anything's ever going to be okay again, a sense of like, when is this going to end? How is this going to end? And I don't want this to be this way. So there's really, it's a really tough thing to go through. Group number one. The only thing I can tell you here is that you will achieve and you will obtain what you want to obtain. I feel that the King of Wands, out of all the four kings, is one of the most dynamic ones. Because it offers us structure. It offers us this stability. It offers us the proper foundations for true greatness. The King of Wands is purpose-driven. The King of Wands is the igniter of passions. So, you are going to obtain what you want, but it's important for you to understand why you, and the theme of this reading is this card right here, stolen in her sleep. So examine your shadows. Examine why you feel how you feel. Why are you going through this emotional turbulence? Why do you feel so upset? Why? You have to ask yourself why. And it's important to, when you ask yourself why, write it down. Write down the question. Write down the response. And then come back and read it again, right? A day later, once you've had the opportunity to maybe rest and sleep on it. And maybe try and answer it, but don't just let it go. Don't just ask yourself the question now. Let it go and keep moving on. Really examine it. Shine the light on that shadow, and let everything come to the forefront. So I don't want to take away from the good news. This is beautiful news. You have someone coming to you, a person that's going to really be something very special for you. This King of Wands is like I said, very dynamic, an achiever, someone who's just in it to be in I would say They believe in what's needed to have a solid relationship and a solid future, right? They know that they know what they want, and they know that they're going to find it in you. So that's why they're showing up as the King of Wands. And for others, it's simply telling you to plan for this, right? And so, plan for a relationship. So I guess, that's another question that we need to ask ourselves. How can we plan for this? Like, what can we do to prepare for this? For some of you, it can be as easy as going through this process of examining why you're feeling what you're feeling, and really just taking into account why it is that you've gone through these spells of depression or these spells of anxiety or this emotional turbulence that has left you feeling depleted, paralyzed. Why? Some of you, it's a past relationships, things that you haven't really faced from past relationships, things that you haven't forgiven in past people because they've hurt you and they've been very unfair. For others, it's that you haven't gotten exactly what you've wanted and expected out of life. I think that a lot of you have been told that life is going to be a certain way, and don't worry, you're always going to win, 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 win. You've experienced the loss, you've experienced setbacks, and now it's like, what now, right? I'm paralyzed. So you got to move past that. For others, it just could simply be just structurally, like, what are you doing in your life right now career-wise? Or, what are you doing as far as your plans, your goals, your ambitions? So anything that you intuitively feel should change or needs to change, then really just put it under the microscope, right? And just really examine that, because the cards are telling you to prepare for this relationship. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards and see what the oracles have to show us. I'm going to start with the Secret Garden. So this is a new little mini inspirational deck by Jessica Lee. I'm going to start using it in the readings. It's one of the newer decks that I just bought. So we're going to go ahead and shuffle. I'm going to throw two of these. I'm going to throw two. I want to see what the messages are. Two. So we've got Strength. Don't let weeds and thistles cultivate in your garden. Interesting. We're going to put that right next to the planning. So be strong. For some of you, it can be about working out. It can be like, what needs to be prepared, what needs to happen for you to just, move forward into this relationship effectively, and for you to be able to just truly just bond with this person. I feel like maybe if this relationship is going to be one where you're both going to go to many different places, travel, maybe go to different parks. So I feel like there's going to be activity, right? And you want to go through that activity because ultimately that activity is what's going to make the bond much, much stronger. So Strength is talking about, for some of you, your physical ability. Like, what are you doing to stay in shape, right? So maybe for some of you, it's as easy as just taking more walks, right? Building endurance, building some stamina. And just don't allow, if you do that, if you build that strength, it's not going to allow for bad things to happen in the relationship. So it's time to start working out. It's time to maybe start eating a bit differently, a bit healthier. But exercise is very important, building stamina. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look what other messages we're going to get for this relationship. We've got Bloom. Bloom, 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 and attract more than butterflies. Interesting. So that's interesting. What I feel that card is telling you when I just intuitively see it and try and connect it to the King of Cups and the shadows that we see here. For some of you, I felt like you're in this state of paralysis. Like, you don't know what to do next, right? Like, you don't know where to go, what to maybe do. Just, I feel like maybe you're looking for direction, and maybe you've held back in doing something that you should be doing or that you should have done. So I feel like for some of you, the cards are telling you that it's time to take action in a certain area of life. Even if it's just as small as cleaning your room, that's going to go a long way. Clean your room, do your laundry, get things done around the house. Every little small accomplishment that you're able to do will make you feel better, will bring you out of whatever state of emotional turbulence you're in. This King of Cups energy reversed. That's going to help you step by step by step by step, right? You don't climb a mountain that's huge and in one day. It's like you got to go step by step, little by little, okay? And you at some point will be able to attract more than butterflies, right? So let's go ahead and throw some more cards. The Making Magic. We're going to throw one Making Magic Oracle card. We've got here successful career. Oh, yes, successful career. We've got a happy working environment, pay raises, and promotions. Bam, bam, bam. So, you know, it's funny that it's right next to the King of Wands because that is what I see with this person, right? That's what I see with whoever's coming into your life. They are achievers. They have this strong sense of like overachievement. They want to be successful in whatever projects they undertake. So they're achievers in every sense of the word. So it fits perfectly. Successful career. The keywords there are happy, right? Happy environment and promotion. So there's a sense of like luck, but that luck is luck that the King of Wands himself creates, right? This is the King of Wands is someone who creates their own luck because they're constantly moving, they're constantly in action, they're constantly doing things to better their future. They want to be in a different place tomorrow than they were today, right? And they kind of assess their life by not other people but themselves. It's like, okay, where am I today compared to yesterday? Am I in a better place? The answer to that is yes, then I'm making progress, right? So that's kind of like the attitude of the King of Wands. That's why the King of Wands is so successful. And that is the partner that's coming for you, interestingly enough. All right, let's throw some more cards. This is from the Whispering Woods mini cards. Whispering Woods, we've got here flow. Go with the flow as water trickles down a stream. Do not hurry. Interesting. So you're being told to take it slow, right? I mean, it's pretty... There's not much deep analysis that needs to go into that card. It's pretty obvious what's being told here. You're being told to go with the flow of life, right? Water trickles down a stream easily without a hurry. And it kind of just bends to the will of the rocks. So don't hurry. Do things slowly. Do things from a place of true strength, right? Right from above. So strength comes by surrendering to the process of life. And life is patient. Life is just understanding. And it's important for you to adapt that energy in order for you to have success. All right, let's go ahead and take a look what else we get. So we're going to throw this is one of the newer cards. This is one of the newer decks, the Goddess of Love Oracle. So we're going to throw one Goddess of Love Oracle. Let's see what the goddess has to show us and maybe what you need to focus on at this moment. Let's take a look. What information do you have for us? Rebirth. Okay, rebirth. Look at that. So the message here from the goddess is rebirth. Let go of the ties that bind, right? You've got a beautiful scene here. You know, the goddess just hugging her cute cuddly bear and the owl just admiring the beauty of the moment. And you've even got a fox in the background, right? And, you know, this goddess is not to be messed with. She's got a knife in her pocket. Interesting. So what you're being told here is that it's going to be tough to face your shadows from the past, right? We started off the reading with shadows, right? Being unaware and unconscious of certain things that are roaming in your unconscious mind. Shadows that might spring up at any moment and have left you feeling paralyzed, right? So what the goddess wants you to do is go through the process of rebirth, right? Wake up tomorrow and understand just who you are, how powerful you are inside, how able you are, and understand that it's important for you to sever any kind of connection with these shadows that you have here. Any kind of old past pain, it's time to let that go. It's time to forgive yourself for what you've done, forgive other people for what they've done, and to move to this new existence completely renewed and rebirth. All right. So let's go ahead and throw What do we throw? Let's go ahead and throw a Whispers of Love. Yes, why not? Let's throw a Whispers of Love Oracle card. Let's see what messages we get from this Whispers of Love Oracle. And we've got... I've been getting this card a lot, even in private readings. Simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. Simple acts of kindness. That's beautiful. You've got a little boy playing with all his little animals, and he's giving some food to one of them, and everyone is kind of admiring and seeing that kindness and that beauty, right? So this is the age of social media, right? The world is ruled by social media. There's been reports that people can't even let go of it while they're working, right? It's a big problem in the private sector. Workers are not working because they have to check in on social media every couple of minutes. So it's been a big problem. And so when I see this card, I feel like it's telling me that there's a lot of people that are watching you, right? Whenever you speak to one person, you're not really speaking to one person. You're speaking to possibly thousands of people. So it's important for you to start ushering or saying words of love. Always stand for what you believe in. Show strength. Obviously, you've got here the strength card. Show strength. If you believe in something truly, if you believe in the true structure of life and how a certain thing should be, and if you believe the society would be more beneficial for it to be a certain way, go ahead and voice that, right? That's no problem. You know, you are someone who are capable of doing that. And yes, it will offend people. Absolutely, it will offend people. People will come after you, right? But you're speaking the truth intuitively from what you know would benefit society. And what you're being kind of told here is to really just be at peace with that. Be at peace with the people that are trying to perhaps bring you down, or are trying to maybe project their problems on you and their shadows and insecurities on you. Be kind with these people. When you speak to them, when you communicate with them, and understand that there's a lot of people that are watching you, how you handle this situation. And so you're being told to really just try and be as good as you can, and share positive messages as much as you can. I feel like maybe this is going to assist, or it's going to help in this relationship with this person, right? I don't know exactly how it ties in, but maybe this person is going to really examine your social media, or examine how you treat other people and what you've been up to, right? I mean, that's exactly what we do as soon as we meet someone, right? We go in and we examine everything that they've created for like the past 5 years, right? So really, really take that into account, right? Start speaking from a place of love and care, and this is somehow going to rebalance your energies. It's going to help you with this emotional turbulence that perhaps you've got going on. It's going to help. So let's see, what else? Yeah, let's throw a spirit animal oracle. Let's see what your spirit animal for this relationship is, right? Spirit animal oracle card. What do we got? We have got a card. Oh, you've got Starfish Spirit. You have got Starfish Spirit here. Open to infinite possibilities. I love this card, right? Beautiful, beautiful message. Open to infinite possibilities, right? That's beautiful. So what Spirit is telling you here is that anything can happen, and it might just be your time. Okay, so it's important for you to be open and accepting and willing to receive this. Let's go ahead and throw another card. We're going to throw an Avalon card. The Mists of Avalon. Let's go ahead and throw just one and see where you're going to be towards the end of this relationship. Merlin. I like this. Look at that. We have got, with Merlin, some interesting keywords here. We've got equilibrium, perception, magic, and alchemy. I love Merlin. Obviously, I love, the Tarot Magician. So this is my favorite card from the Mists of Avalon Oracle deck. And, Merlin, just, when you see him there, it's like a magician a wizard who is in charge and knows exactly what needs to happen in their life in order to bring about true change and prosperity. And also, Merlin, there's been a lot of lore about Merlin and about, at some point him losing his power and not knowing. So there's like this journey that Merlin has had to undergo of transformation and finding himself in order to truly be united with his powers again and be the powerful wizard that he's always been. So when it comes to you and this relationship, what you're being told with this card is that you're going to be able to unlock a very important door. And you're going to be even more magical. And you're going to be even more alchemical. And you're going to be able to create more. Alchemists are able to take different elements, put them together, and create something completely new. So this relationship is going to give you the opportunity to do that. Right? You're going to be able to see and do and experience new things. And your perception is going to be shifted completely with this new relationship. And you will find, ultimately, your equilibrium. All right? So, that is what I see here, group number 1. I want to thank you for watching this reading. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a like. That helps a lot. And visit the Etsy shop, Seekers. I have private readings that I'm offering there. Keep in mind that I am thinking of limiting them because the demand has been pretty high. I'm very happy about that. So if you haven't placed your private readings request, go to the Etsy shop and do that. The benefit of a private reading is that the reading is tailored to your energies. So, normally with a pick a card, you have to try and take what resonates and leave the rest. And so that sometimes just, it doesn't work for some people because it's a general reading. But with a private reading, the message is tailored to you. And you can ask as many questions as you like. I don't have a limit on the questions that you can ask. So if you have any questions regarding that, let me know. Also, don't forget to check out the reviews. A lot of seekers have left reviews. And they've just shared their experiences on just what my private readings have done for them, and I'm very happy. Those words are the words that keep me going. Those are the words that just keep me pushing forward. So thank you for the ones that have left a review after you've placed a private reading with me. Thank you. Also, I'm interested in hearing from you, seekers. If you have any ideas for pick a cards, let me know. This particular pick a card was highly requested for just singles. So I went ahead and did it for you, seekers. But if you have any other pick a card ideas, let me know below. Just let me know I have a pick a card idea, and that way I can search for that actual keyword pick a card in the comment section, and I can find you, and I can take your idea and add it to the queue. So I want to hear from you, seekers. Don't forget to write. I want to thank you once again for everything. Thank you for your love. And bye-bye. Welcome, group number 2. Welcome. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Group number 2, in front of you, you have a card from the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle deck. It's going to represent just the essence of what's coming next in love for you, my seekers. Let's take a look. Catch me. All right, interesting. Catch me, trust, surrender, leap of faith into the unknown for you singles. Okay. Interesting card, right? It's like you're being told to be trusting in this process. You're being told to just take a leap forward, right? Into the unknown, possibly. This person here, she's not even looking at what is beneath her. She's just doing what she's going to do, right? She's taking that leap. She's just, there's almost like a reckless abandonment about her, right? Trust, surrender, leap of faith into the unknown. Interesting. So, when I look at this card, I get the feeling that maybe for some that pick this group, there's a hesitation to maybe go out into the world for some reason. Obviously this woman, she's jumping out into the world, right? It's almost like she's also being transformed by doing this. You see, she's got this energy of like flying, and this energy of like everything's going to be okay, and I'm transforming from a human to a bird, right? Multiple birds. So it's like this energy here is one of move forward without fear. Move forward without this sense of dread that things will not go according to plan. Being told to take a leap forward, group number 2. So this could manifest in many different ways. So it could essentially be telling you to start going out more. If you're fearful of going out, right, whatever you're fearful of, start doing more of that, right? So if you're fearful of something, maybe there's something there that you need to examine and you should start doing, right? If you're fearful of a certain dating site, right? If you're fearful of spending too much money on maybe perhaps that dating site, then, if you're fearful of maybe going to a certain area, if you're fearful of going with a certain someone, if you're fearful of opening yourself up again to a certain extent. So examine your fears, examine your insecurities, examine what's going on, and start trusting a little more in this process. And you will be able to find success. Right, so that's what this card is kind of telling you. Now, let's go ahead and examine exactly what what is coming. What else is coming for you? Let's see why this is the theme of your reading, to be daring and to have a little bit of reckless abandonment and move forward. We're going to start with the Star Tarot, one of my favorite tarot decks, and then we'll transition to the Heaven and Earth. But we'll start with this Star Tarot deck. Let me fix the board here. There we go. All right. We are shuffling. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. We're going to throw 3 cards. Okay. So, interesting. Group number 2, it looks like Spirit really wants to drive the point home, okay, of you doing something different and doing it immediately. Spirit really wants to drive this point home. And the reason why is because you've got 3 reversals. And not only that, but the reversals are pretty telling. Like, you've got the Death card reversed, you've got the Magician reversed, and then you've got the 8 of Cups reversed, right? And each one of them is, in essence, has a certain aspect of the other. So they're all interrelated, and they all kind of stem from this. They stem from this reality of paralysis and unachievement, and it's like if you don't take a proactive approach to bring about something different, then it will not happen. It's like you will wither, and whatever ambitions you wanted or whatever it is that you're expecting for yourself will die. Now, I'm using some kind of big words, but obviously, this is a pretty big message. So we'll take it step by step. We'll start with the Death card. All right. So we've got here the card of change, right? You've got here kind of a representation of, I'm just going to say a phoenix, right? It's the bird that dies and from the ashes is reborn again, right? And the fact that this Death card is reversed tells me that if you don't take that leap, or if you don't start trusting more, then nothing will change. Nothing will come of the situation. So you're going to be the Death card reversed. You're going to remain single, essentially, is what's being told to you here. For some of you is the trust. Maybe there's like someone who hurt you or who made you feel a bit different or indifferent, or perhaps there's this feeling of like, I'm looking for a particular kind of individual, and if I don't find this person, then I'm sorry, but that person is just not for me, right? It's like maybe like you have this I would say like movie or series kind of idea of what a man should be, right? And you're unwilling to accept anything other than that, right? And also it could just essentially be telling you that it's time to accept that change is coming. And that change is going to bring about a lot of different kinds of energies, and different things are going to be expected of you, right? You're going to have to react differently. You're going to have to walk differently. You're going to have to talk differently. Emotionally, you're going to have to adapt a new reality. So that can be scary, right? And that's why, when I'm talking about the totality of what's being asked of you, we come right to the magician, right? So this magician is pretty intense because the magician is the ultimate card of manifestation, right? The magician has all the tools at his disposal. This magician has the wands, right, which is a symbol of dynamism, a symbol of passion, fire, forward-moving momentum, inspiration. This magician has the swords at his disposal, which is the skills necessary to bring all this together and make it happen, right? The magician also has the pentacles, so the magician has the health. With those pentacles, essentially, the magician has the health, the mental clarity. Also, the magician has the ability to fund his campaign or her campaign. And also, the magician has the cups, so it's the emotional maturity to accept the fact that change is upon the magician, and that the only way to truly manifest greatness is to be in the process of change and to constantly be changing and shifting and moving directions so that you can create something new from the mundane, right? So it's like, that's why we've got here this dragon, right? We've got, well, not really, that's not really a dragon, that's like the serpent, right? That's the serpent, and the serpent can have different meanings. It doesn't necessarily have to mean that you're malevolent or that you are in some way somehow evil, even though we as a person and as a part of the human condition, we have to be confronted with that malevolence and know that we are capable of great evil so that we can do great good, right? So the fact that this snake is here, the fact that this magician is reversed, what you're being told is to create order out of the chaos that perhaps has befallen you. So for some of you, it's as easy as doing something completely new. If you didn't go to a certain place, it's time to start going there. If you didn't do a certain something, it's time to start doing that. For others, it's more about your internal work. It's more about what your thought process is. Maybe you've believed something about a certain situation, about your love life. Maybe you've been told that you are perhaps incapable or perhaps unable, or perhaps, you have to date a certain kind of person or you have to do a certain kind of thing. There's this process, there's this like societal judgment that you've believed, right? And so maybe you're walking in accordance with that societal norm, and you're being told to step out of that, right? To move away from that and to follow your own compass, because that is ultimately what's going to lead you to the path of greatness, right? To the path of prosperity for yourself in all areas of your life. And finally, we have the Eight of Cups here. And the Eight of Cups is definitely also very telling, because, the Eight of Cups is this beautiful woman who's essentially trying to reach for the stars, right? And she's got a lot of darkness there. She's got a lot of darkness that she's been swimming through. You can see these cups are just, some of them are like, torn to spilled to the side, and there's just this energy of like chaos, right? And she's got her spirit guides by her side. She's got one of those spirit guides. It's a symbol of spirit, flying right alongside her, and so she's reaching for that star, and she's almost there, right? She's gonna get that star at some point. The fact that it's reversed tells me that perhaps you haven't confronted your shadows. You haven't confronted that dragon that tells you that you will not be able to move forward from here. Like you haven't taken your sword and you haven't cut the head of that dragon and told that dragon, I will do as I please because I have the power, right? Perhaps you haven't done that. And so you haven't been granted access to go ahead and grab that star. So again, the message here is, in order for your situation to change from being single, you have to take a proactive approach. You have to take a leap of faith into the unknown, even though it's scary. You have to surrender to this process. You have to trust in people again. For some of you, it's literally a lack of trust in people. You know, you want this relationship. You want it. We all want it, right? You're watching this reading because you obviously want something new, right? You're a single person and you want a relationship with someone. So there's a want, there's a desire. But sometimes, you know, as a society, we believe that just wanting is enough. It's like, I want it, so like it needs to like appear. Like, why hasn't it appeared yet, right? So it's more than that, right? It requires a sacrifice. Everything in this world requires a sacrifice. So what are you willing to sacrifice to achieve this, right? And sometimes it's hard to identify what it is that you need to sacrifice. And so that's where you have to start asking yourself, what is it that I'm missing, right? Like what am I fearful of? What scares me, right? What idea do I think about that ultimately just ends up completely and utterly terrifying me, right? Is it moving to a new destination, right? Going somewhere totally new, leaving my family behind? Oh my goodness, no, that's too scary, right? For some of you, I feel that might be it. Is it that, you know, you're thinking of going to a new school or a new job, or you have to make a drastic change, right? Or, oh my goodness, I don't want to start going out into the world with this virus. Are you crazy? Right? Sometimes it's important to step out, to do something different, go against the herd. Following the herd tends to protect us, right? At least we feel protected. You know, we follow this group identity, right? The group tells us this is what you need to do. You don't do anything other than this. You're a part of this group, right? But then you never become an individual. And so you're being asked to step outside of that group and to be an individual and to move towards what truly inspires you and to what you truly want, right? And that's going to take great effort and sacrifice. All right, let's throw some more tarot. This is one of the newer tarot decks. I'm going to try and find some more information on your shadow and perhaps what needs to change, or, you know, more information on what perhaps is coming for you. So for that, we're going to use the Heaven and Earth tarot deck. Let's go ahead and shuffle. And let's take a look, shall we? Yes, we will. We shall. We shall. We shall. We shall. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, this makes sense. It makes perfect sense. All right, so the first thing that I'm noticing here is that for some of you, you're unwilling to make a decision about something. It's like you're gripped, right? It's like, look, this is you right here. You have the power to bring about change in your life. You have the power in both your hands. You're holding those two swords. Anybody gets close to you, you will rip their heads off because your words are powerful, right? Your words are dynamic. You are able, you are capable. You're a powerful person. But why can't you make a decision to save your life? Why can't you decide on something and follow through on it, right? Why? So the fact that it's reversed tells me that perhaps you've made bad decisions before and now you're scared of making a bad choice now, again. So you have to understand one very important thing about this. You're always going to stumble upon problems and limitations. It's inevitable. You're always going to reach a point where, unfortunately, it's not going to work out, right? You're going to fail at some points, at some things. And that failure will mold you. That failure will lift you up past mediocrity. You're going to be able to learn something from that failure. So the only way to stumble upon these failures is to make a decision. You have to make a decision. You have to decide on something. You have to pursue that something aggressively. If not, you will not achieve what it is that you've set out to achieve. And then once you've made that decision, you have to completely surrender to it. You can't constantly be changing your mind. It's like, what do I do now? What do I do then? What do I do? No, oh my God, no. Forget it. No. Can't do that. You have to trust in the decision that you've made and move forward towards that decision, right? With grace and favor, right? So you've got the hangman. The hangman, as you can see him, he's surrendering, right? He doesn't care. This hangman knows that even though he doesn't like what's going on right now, he doesn't just like hanging around, it's necessary, right? So the hangman has made a decision to go through a process of transformation. And the only way is to be patient with the decision that he's made and to see it through, right, to the other side, and to really have the conviction to stick with it. So those are the shadows. I like to use the Heaven and Earth tarot deck for shadow work because the cards are so dark and just gloomy. Excellent for shadow work. But that is what I am seeing here, group number 2. So really examine what is it that you need to sacrifice. You know, what changes do you need to make in order to achieve what you want, which is finding that someone. And the fact that you're being told to take that leap is telling you that you will achieve what you want. You know, if you're a single person, you want a relationship, you want a partner, they will come to you. You will achieve this, right? But you have to make this decision. You have to do this in order to achieve that. Whatever this may be. All right, so let's see what we can get from the Oracle cards. I like the Oracle cards so that we can get a more direct message. We're going to start with this Secret Garden. This is one of the newer tarot decks. I'm sorry, not tarot decks, but one of the newer Oracle decks that we're going to be using here in our channel. Seekers, hope you like these cards. Let me know down below if you do. Also, let me know if you Seekers would like me to use any other type of decks, you know. That's something that I've never asked you Seekers. But anyways, we're going to throw 2 of these cards. Let's see what messages we get. Alright, so we have got share. Message here, share. The busy bee should still make time for each flower. Interesting. Share. So, when I look at that card, I feel like perhaps some of you have decided that you're going to go full-on introvert and you're not going to communicate with a lot of people. Maybe social media is the place that you go to feel that connection. Gives you that little dopamine rush, and then that's it. You feel like you don't need to interact anymore with people. So what this card is telling you is to maybe perhaps step out of that and start sharing a little more. Make time for other people. All right, that might be one of the things that's going to help you take that leap and to surrender. Right, start speaking to more people. Maybe go over a friend's house. You know, start hanging out with them. Maybe go to a gathering or a party. Something to really get you going out there. Make time for that. And now we also have wallflower. Look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. Ooh. So, it's interesting because what that card is essentially telling you, look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. You know, some of you are in a bit of a tight spot, okay? Some of you are perhaps like listening to this reading and you know exactly what you need to do. And you have an intuitive feeling of, yes, that's what needs to happen, but how in the world am I going to do that? You don't know my situation, Ricky. You have no idea what I'm going through. I can't. So what this card is telling you is there's a way. There's a way to confront any limitations that you're going through. There's a way out of it. but you have to examine the things that maybe you are not seeing completely. There are cracks in your story. There are cracks in your situation. There's a way out. You must examine that. You must come up with a plan, and you must work that plan. All right, and you're going to be successful, is what you're being told here. All right, so let's go ahead and throw. Let's throw a Making Magic Oracle card. Another one of the minis. Spirit. Look at this. Spirit. Heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. Boom. Love that. So you're being told that you're going to have the assistance from Spirit, right? So I get it. This is scary. Whatever it is that you need to do that needs to change completely. If not, the change will not come. Whatever you need to surrender to, whatever leap you need to take into the unknown. It's scary. I see it, all right? I'm seeing just how scary it is for you. And now Spirit is now trying to come in and tell you, listen, I got your back. I have your back. I'm seeing you. I'm guiding you. I'm taking you there. I will show you greener pastures. Just take that leap. My goodness. So Spirit wants to help you and assist you in this process. Go ahead and do it. All right. Let's go ahead and throw a card from the Whispering Woods. Whispering Woods. We're going to throw just one. Just one card. Flow. Ooh, I like that one. Flow, 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 flow. Go with the flow as water trickles down a stream. Do not hurry. So, you're being told here to take it slow, right? I think that maybe for some of you, you're like, oh my goodness, this needs to happen in 5 minutes. Oh no, if not, nothing's going to happen. No. So Spirit is telling you, listen, I got your back. Everything's going to be all right. Take it slow, right? Don't abandon this. Make this a priority, this change that needs to happen, this transformation. But do it at your own pace. Do it as slow as you need to, taking a measured approach, right? As to not exhaust yourself emotionally, mentally, physically. Go with the flow. That's the message here, right? So let's go ahead and see what the goddess wants to tell you. This is one of their newer oracle cards. The Goddess of Love by Wendy Andrew. So we're going to throw just one card, one goddess card, and we're going to see what messages we have for you, group number 2. What do we got? Reflection. Okay. Message from the goddess to reflect. Healing, transformation, healing, transformation, reflection. Boy, oh boy. All right. So there's multiple meanings with this card, and you can see the theme here, right? I mean, you can definitely see what we're doing here, what Spirit wants you to really do. We have another card of transformation, and every single card here it's talking about transformation, change. So now we have another card that's talking about that, healing, as well as a part of the key words tied to this card. So there is, for some of you, a healing that needs to take place in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. For some of you, it can be as easy as, and when I say easy, I don't mean that it's easy. I mean that it doesn't, the message doesn't need to be all too complicated to understand exactly what's going on here. Obviously, any kind of change is hard. But for some of you, this energy of healing and transformation might be a physical one. Maybe there's definitely something that you're consuming that you shouldn't be, right? There's maybe some kind of exercise that maybe you should be doing that's just going to be beneficial for you, right? Maybe you're limiting yourself because of fear of stepping out into the world. So you're being asked to step out. Healing and reflection. So the other key word there is reflection. It's really important for you to assess, what am I missing? Right? What is making me feel unbalanced and unhinged? What do I know I need to change about myself that I'm not doing it? because of some kind of fear or some kind of limiting pattern that I've developed. What is it that needs to go, right? You have to reflect on that. Reflection, healing, transformation is the message from the goddess to you, group number 2. So let's throw a card from the Whispers of Love. Love is in the air. Boom, boom. Everywhere you look around. Let's take a look. Forgiveness. Ooh, that's a toughie. That is a toughie, right? Forgiveness from the Whispers of Love Oracle deck. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. Oof. So, you know, we're going right back to this Two of Swords reversed here that we talked about earlier. You know, she obviously hasn't made the decision, right? She's got the power to make the decision here, but she's not making that decision. And I feel like now this card is kind of showing a little bit or giving some understanding of why you're hesitant to make decisions. You've been hurt, and you know, you've been hurt by people. You've been hurt by situations. You've been hurt by friends and families. You've been hurt. You have been hurt. And sometimes when you know, depending on the pain that's been inflicted, it's very difficult to be able to move past that, to be able to move forward. You know, sometimes you get hurt so badly that everything gets taken away. Your identity, your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit, everything just like gets put on hold. Because it's like, how can you keep moving forward, right? With so much evil, with so much misunderstandings, with this energy of just darkness that's inside of you, right? So the key is to forgive. And that is the most difficult thing that a person can do. But forgiveness will help you move forward. This is about forgiving the people that have hurt you, that have wronged you. And also forgiving yourself. Sometimes, you know, we ourselves maybe do something that we can't forgive ourselves for, right? We act out. We act irrationally. We hurt people. And sometimes we look back and we say, why did I do that? And we realize that we were going through something ourselves, but nobody understands that, right? All we know and all that happened was that we ended up hurting someone else. So maybe there's forgiveness to be had there. But ultimately, this goes both ways, right? Forgiving other people, forgiving yourself for how you acted or reacted to a situation. Moving forward, knowing that your reality is going to change and that you are going to attract love and beauty. And you're going to have these things in droves. And you know, all you have to do is surrender to that, right? Starts with forgiving yourself. So how are you going to be able to move past this pain? How are you going to be able to trust again, which is the key word here, catch me, I need to trust. Starts with forgiving other people and forgiving yourself. All right, let's go ahead and throw a spirit animal oracle. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to try and figure out what the animal oracles want for you to take away from this reading, group number 2. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I get this little guy a lot. Unbelievable. Badger spirit. Be fearless and bold. You will not believe how much I get this little guy, this little badger spirit. It is unbelievable, but it's telling of our time. It's telling of the energies that are surrounding us right now. We're fearful. There's fear that's going around. As much as we like to tell ourselves that we're brave and we're capable and we're willing, it's kind of like the mask that we put on and we show the world. But in reality, deep down inside, we're fearful. We're fearful of people taking advantage of us. We're fearful of the next generation and what they're capable of. We're fearful of change. We're fearful of change that's too quick, right? And that's unsustainable. It's like every possible thing that we can think of, we're fearful of. At least there's some fear there. And so what ends up happening is we curl up in a little ball, right? And we try to shield ourselves, right? against any kind of calamity or any chaos that might present itself to us. No, we don't want it. So what this little adorable badger spirit is here to tell you is to be fearless, to be bold, to step out into the unknown, to bring order into your life, to defeat the dragon of chaos, and to claim your throne on this earth. That is what the badger spirit is here to remind you of. So let's go ahead and throw an Avalon card. Yes, an Avalon Oracle. The Mists of Avalon. Let's see where, and I guess the question we're going to ask here is like, where are you going to be after this, right? Like, what's your reality going to kind of look like after, you're able to take that leap into the unknown? Your situation changes from not having someone to actually now dating, right? Oh boy, Galahad. Beautiful. Look at the keywords tied to this card. You have got with Galahad, number 1, courage. Number 2, surrender. Number 3, purity. And number 4, and possibly the best one, triumph. Whew. You will have victory. You will have triumph, group number 2. All right? You will have what you seek in this world, but you must take a leap and you must surrender to the process of life. And I feel like maybe the fact that one of the keywords here is surrender, it's like some of you are unwilling to do that. Maybe some of you have this sense of like control, right? Or you feel like you're controlling the situation by not doing something, and you call that responsible, right? It's time to break free from the illusion. It's time to step out and to do something different. And you know what this is. A lot of you do. Some of you, the cards are telling you to do further examination because this is a shadow side to you that you have to discover. And sometimes when it comes to shadows, the shadows don't want to be discovered. You have to walk through the different realms of your mind, open up different rooms, right, in your mind, and put a flashlight towards these rooms and find those shadows and demand an answer and demand that they go away. So you will have triumph. You just have to surrender. You have to trust, and you have to leap into the unknown with undoubting faith that things will go your way. And that is what I see here, group number 2. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. I have so many more pick 8 card videos that I will do for you. Don't forget to give me a like. That helps a lot. Also, visit the Etsy shop, Seekers. I have an Etsy shop, as you Seekers probably already know. I'm offering private readings there. The demand has been high, so I've been thinking of limiting the readings. If you've been on the fence, now is the time to secure your spot and actually have one of these readings. But they're readings so far, the prices are at a point where I would like to keep them. It's very low in price, and I think that's one of the reasons why the demand has been high. Also, I put a lot of time and attention, and the quality of the readings are also very, very good. You will get a reading just like this, and you can ask as many questions as you like. You send me the questions right after you place your orders, or you leave it in the notes section of your order, and I answer all of your questions, and it's unlimited. You can ask as many as you like. So it's a big benefit for a flat rate. I've gotten a lot of reviews, a lot of feedback from Seekers that truly have received from these readings. You can check out those reviews in the Etsy shop. So the link is going to be in the description. I urge you to do that. I want to thank all of the people that have supported me from the very beginning. The channel has grown. I'm very happy for the progress that I've made. I have many more projects, just so many things that I want to bring you Seekers. And I'm running out of hours in the day to be able to do this. So that's one of the reasons why I'm thinking of limiting the private readings, because I have so much that I want to bring you, and I will, just a little by little, right? Like your card here, flow. You gotta flow, right? little by little. So that's why I want you to subscribe, be a part of this channel, be a part of this family, Seeker. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being a part of the Tarot Magician channel. And I also, don't forget, I want to hear from you, Seekers. If you have an idea for a pick a card, write it down below. Let me know what that idea is. This pick a card came from one of you Seekers. You wanted a singles reading only. So I brought it to you. So I will add this pick a card idea that you have to the queue. And I will do it for you and I'll bring it to you. All right. So thank you so much, Seekers. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's get started. So group number 3, in front of you, you have a card from the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle deck. This card is going to represent a, I would say, just like the energies surrounding what's coming in your life. And it's going to essentially be the theme of the reading. So let's take a look and see what this card is. Once was innocent. All right. I like this card, right? I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful fairy, number 1. And the message here from this fairy is knowledge means change. Once was innocent. Knowledge means change from this beautiful fairy here. So the message here from this fairy is that something needs to change in your life. And change is coming to you. Okay, so it's like there's like a double meaning here. Change is coming to you, but something needs to change. And it's funny because group number 1 and 2, they've been kind of the same thing. It's talking about changing an aspect of yourself here. If you were drawn to group number 1 or 2, I encourage you to take a look at those as well. You know, whichever ones you were drawn to. But we'll focus on this one for now. So once was innocent, knowledge means change. So there's something that maybe you've learned, right, that you've picked up on in life. It could just have been a book that you read, something that you saw on the news, some tidbit of information that you're now kind of processing, and you're like, what do I do with this, right? It makes so much sense. Intuitively, I know that this is true, but do I go along with it because society says that it's right? Or do I abandon it because, you know, unfortunately, it just doesn't fit the mold, or you know, what do I do if I intuitively feel like this is something that I should adapt or actually start taking a little more seriously? You know, whatever that is that you're maybe thinking of, how is that going to change you? How is that going to bring about what's coming next in love for you? So examine that knowledge, whatever you've gained, because that knowledge will change you for your betterment. So the fact that you're also being told here that you were once innocent means that there was a bit of ignorance at some point, right? Like you didn't know this before. Whatever this is, you didn't know that. You didn't know it before. Now that you know, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to take a proactive approach? Are you going to make a change in your life that's going to benefit you? I think that you should. But let's go ahead and see what the Star Tarot has to reveal. So we're going to start with some tarot cards. We're going to use the Star Tarot and see what we get. All right, we are shuffling. Let's see what needs to change. What's coming? What is coming in your life? Oh boy, interesting. So we've got 2 queens here, right? Anytime we get 2 queens, it means rivalry. Rivalry, rivalry, rivalry. So there might be someone in your midst that you don't appreciate or like. And they might be women. You know, this might be another woman. It could be a mother figure. It could be someone who you're very close with, a sister. Who's constantly putting you down, toxic person. Could be a very good friend, toxic friend, talks bad about you behind your back, spreads rumors about you. So perhaps you know something about this person and it's time to act on it, because it's almost like if, you know, maybe there's a competition here with this other woman and she, for some reason, it doesn't have to be a she, but we have two queens, that's why I'm saying she. It doesn't have to be this way. It could very well just be pretty much telling you that this person doesn't want what's best for you, and that energy is going to bring you down. And whatever good things that you attract in your life, ultimately, they get kind of slapped down. And it's time for you to examine just how much your relationships with people and this person, he or she, have left you depleted. And you know this, like you have knowledge, right? It's like you've been hurt so much by this person that you know that it's time to move away from this, right? Because it's no good for you. So the fact that there's change coming tells me that as a single person, you are going to meet someone. You are going to find a lasting relationship, someone that loves you and someone that cares for you, right? But it's time to examine the people around you. It's time to kind of create the necessary foundation so that you can build on top of that foundation and bring about something beautiful for your life, right? So let's examine these queens. We have here the Queen of Pentacles, and for some reason I feel like you might be the Queen of Pentacles. All right, for some reason I feel very, very intuitively that this card represents you. And perhaps for some of you, one of the things that needs to change is the decisions that you're making with your body, right? So there's something that needs to change because the pentacles can ultimately mean health and body and decisions that you're making about your body that aren't very good for you, right? So it can be as easy as changing your diet, doing more exercise, stop consuming certain things. It can also be about getting away from bad energies that would cause you to go through anxiety, or just damages your mind. It's anxiety ultimately ends up damaging your body, right? And anxiety ends up hurting you physically. So perhaps this is an area that you can change, right? Because you want to go into this relationship the best version of you, right? So it might take some energy. The Queen of Wands is an aspect of forward-moving energy, forward-moving momentum, right? This is the queen that doesn't stop. This is the queen that doesn't hardly takes a break. This is a leader in every sense of the word, moves forward with dynamism. Now, the fact that both these cards are reversed, means that it's the exact opposite of what I'm talking about, right? So it's like, if this Queen of Wands upright is forward-moving momentum, leadership, fire, the ability to be able to inspire others, it's the complete opposite of that, right? So maybe perhaps you've grown a bit laggard, and there's a sense of not wanting to go out and do something or achieve something because of lack of energy, low mood. And then the fact that we've got the Queen of Pentacles reversed tells me that, this vitality that you would normally feel if you were healthy, it's not there because you're not healthy physically, right? So these two queens are pretty much interconnected because one leads to the other. It's like if you are health-wise, if you are complete, if you feel like everything is right, and you're physically fit, and you have this sense of energy and vitality, it's going to be easier for you to feel inspired and motivated to be a leader, to speak out, right? To have that voice, that thunderous voice that demands respect, right? And to be successful in your career, right? Everything is interconnected. So I know I just gave a lot of information from the rivalry to, the health, but I feel like maybe a lot of you picked this group and there's multiple messages here. Remember, take what feels right intuitively. This is a general reading. There are multiple messages here. So I wanted to just talk about every single thing, everything that I'm seeing, but take what intuitively feels right. So we haven't talked about the Nine of Wands, and this is the most revealing card because it talks about you going through a bit of a process here, right? So this person has been, in many ways, this person has been hurt. This person has experienced a lot of things. That hurt has made him a very deep individual. As you can see, his body is made up of stars, right? This person is deep, and and just willing and able to see so much, right? And you can see here that he's being guided by his two spirit guides. He's got his two spirit guides by his side, and they're almost there as a symbol of guidance and as a symbol of you will always make the right decision and the right choices in life, and things will manifest for you. Now, the fact that it's reversed tells me that there's this energy of like, there's this energy of paralysis. There's this energy of like okay, well, the word that I'm looking for is there's this energy of like overprotection, right? For some reason, you're guarding against something that you intuitively feel is going on, but you can't really truly find what it is. And it's almost like if, you feel like maybe someone's wronging you, but you don't know how or when and what to do. And so I feel that the advice here is to disconnect from the energies that you know are not good for you. Disconnect from things that you know are not going to bring you any kind of goodness. And you know what this is. That's the thing. The theme of this reading is knowledge means change. So you know what that is. Maybe intuitively you don't know how it's affecting you completely, but you know what needs to change. You know what you need to do in order to change your reality. So it's important for you to do it, because as a single person, you are going to come into a new relationship. You're going to have someone, and you are going to find this person, and they're going to make their way to you. But it's important for you to start really preparing for this, right? Start preparing for this now. And this is what you need to do, because for some reason, like, there's energies around you that will just hurt you in your relationship. And maybe there's an inability to want to change, even though you know you need to do it. Even though you need to go through that process of transformation, there's a hesitation, right? It's time to let go of that. It's time to move away from that. It's time. All right, so we're going to examine a little bit more of this shadow, okay? And we're going to do it with the Heaven and Earth Tarot deck. I like to use this tarot deck for shadow work just because there's, the cards are like very dark and kind of gloomy, but in a good kind of way, like they're kind of epic. You'll see. I'm going to throw two cards. All right, so Spirit, guide us. What are the shadows of this group? Man, you have got now the Two of Swords. So if you were drawn to group number 2, I'd recommend that you go and watch group number 2, because you've got the same shadows. So perhaps there's something there that that can help you, and more than likely there will, because it's the same kind of message. It's amazing, but it's the same message. All right, so let's get into this. So, we have here the Two of Swords, and this woman is powerful beyond measure, right? No one can mess with that woman. She's got 2 swords, and if you get close to her, she will cut your head off, right? Don't you dare mess with that woman. The problem with her is that she's blindfolded. She can't see the truth. She can't see what to do. And so what she's doing, what she's chosen to do, is to just hold her tongue and hold her swords and just not take any kind of action. She's guarding, right? And the reason why this card is reversed is because she's unwilling to make a decision. She knows that she's got the power. She knows that she's able to do this. She knows that she can bring change and that she can remove those blindfolds at any point in time, but she doesn't do it. She doesn't do it. Now, one of the reasons why is because of past pain, past hurts. Maybe some people have lied to her in the past. Maybe some people have told her that everything's going to be okay, but it really wasn't, right? Things ended up shifting pretty dramatically, and she ended up getting burned, right? Left out to dry. So now she's scared to make a decision, to speak up, even though she has the authority. She's got her power. She doesn't want to use that power. She's just too scared to speak up, to say what she knows is right, to say, hey, this is an injustice on myself and this needs to change. She doesn't want to. She remains quiet. And therefore, she's giving her power away. Now, this Wheel of Fortune, which, by the way, is pretty epic. Look at all that. Look at all that. Look at everything that's going on in that card. Pretty epic, right? So anyways, this Wheel of Fortune is the other shadow, and it is reversed, right? So we have multiple meanings here with this Wheel of Fortune reversed, because it's like you're scared to make a decision because you're scared of risking everything. You're scared of losing something. You're scared of perhaps losing a friend. You're scared of perhaps losing some kind of tangible value. You're scared of losing perhaps followers. You're scared of losing where you are in life right now. You're scared of change. And so that feeling has left you paralyzed. And so it's time to analyze this. Why are you paralyzed? It's like you're a single person and you're going to find the individual that's right for you. This person is coming. This reality is manifesting for you. But why is it that you're unwilling to change in order to bring this energy about, to truly manifest this, to align yourself with this reality? Why can you let go of this change? Why can you let go of this? Why do you have this fear, right? And the sole clue is you going through this insecure kind of energy. And you're scared of making a decision and a choice. So, food for thought. Let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards. The oracle cards will give us a more, I'd say, more clear message. Let's see what the oracle cards have to give us. We're going to start with a new oracle deck, the Secret Garden. This is part of my collection now, so we're going to start with this. I hope you seekers like this oracle deck. Let me know down below if you do, so that I can use it from now on. But we're going to throw two of these bad boys. Let's see what we get. My goodness, the Wildflower again. Number 2 also had the Wildflower. So yeah, number 2 has a lot of similarities to this one. All right, so we've got here Wildflower, and the message of the Wildflower is live an uncontrolled life, free to grow anywhere and bound by nothing. Oof. That right there, group number 3, is a rally cry. All right, that is a rally cry. Live an uncontrolled life, free to grow anywhere and bound by nothing, right? Be a wildflower. So, I think some of you, it makes sense now. Some of you don't want to speak up. Some of you don't want to change. Some of you don't want to do anything different because there's some kind of maybe like conservative kind of like thinking, maybe archaic way of being. And so you know that something is wrong. You know that something needs to change. You know that there's some kind of injustice against you. You know that someone's judgment on your life isn't right and you want to change it, but you just can't. You know that there's energies around you that aren't good for you, that are damaging and will only seek to destroy you, but you just can't let it go. And so the cards are telling you to be wild and free. Literally, to not be bound by this, but to step into your power and truly know that you are able and that you can overcome anything. And then the second card is to have courage. Courage. When picking roses, don't fear the thorns. That is a powerful message, okay? When picking roses, don't fear the thorns. And it's even more powerful because it's exactly what we're talking about, right? So have courage to make that change, whatever that change is, whatever you have to do in order to just prepare the ground for what is coming next in love, which is something that you've been wanting, a partner. What is it that you must let go of, right? And be courageous about this, okay? Don't fear the unknowns. Don't fear this wheel this wheel of fortune. Whatever you will lose, you will gain in droves. So let it go. Accept that it's leaving you, right? Whether that be followers, whether that be friends, whether that be family members, whether that be tangible assets or money. You know, it's like, accept it. Let it go. Move forward. You will find your footing. You will find a new foundation. You will find yourself in a completely new reality. And that reality promises to be far greater than whatever you're experiencing right now. So do it. Be courageous. All right, so let's go ahead and throw, let me see. Let's throw a Making Magic. Let's throw a Making Magic Oracle card. Let's see what we get here. Star. Oh, man, I like this one. Star. The silver energy of the star brings good luck and serendipity. So you're being told, group number 3, that you are going to have incredible luck and prosperity in your life. You're going to attract good things, you know, wondrous things, beautiful things. You just have to kind of, you know, release this energy of like, you know, things aren't going to be okay, or this energy of like, you know, will I be successful? You will be. You have luck on your side. You have the energy of spirit on your side. The star is a symbol of guidance, and it's a symbol of guidance from spirit. Spirit wants to guide you, and spirit will not abandon you, and will always take you to where you need to go in order for you to be in a completely new reality that's fit for you, right? That's tailored to you. All right, so Whispering Woods. We're going to throw a Whispering Woods card. Let's see what card we get. Renew. Okay. Renew. Nature continuously renews itself year after year. Man. Very interesting. You keep getting kind of like the same theme, right? But in just different wording. So you're being told here that this fear that you have of losing something will be renewed. It doesn't, you know, you don't go through this, you're not going to go through this sorrowful energy to continuously go through it. It's like you go through it once and then something new is born out of that, right? Spawns out of that suffering. Or, you know, I don't want to say suffering, but it doesn't have to be suffering. It can just be making a decision that's proper for you, like as easy as, you know, changing your dietary or just doing more exercise, right? And you know that if you do that, you're going to be completely new. It's like you're renewing your body. It can be as simple as that. For some of you, I feel that it's a bit more complicated than that. But nature continuously renews itself year after year. So understand that very important lesson. Okay, let's see what the goddess wants to reveal to you, group number 3. We're going to throw a card from the Goddess Love Oracle deck. Let me show you the box. This is actually another one of the newer ones, the Goddess of Love Oracle deck. So let me know down below if you like this deck. It's one of the newer ones that I just bought. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what the goddess wants to reveal to you, group number 3. Peace. Okay, I like that. Peace. The goddess wants you to open your heart and have peace. Beautiful message and just a beautiful scene here with the goddess adoring her beautiful little rabbit, right? And you've got even over there a dove, a symbol of spirit, just kind of observing. Beautiful message. So yeah, the message is pretty clear, right? Open your heart. Open your heart to new experiences. Open your heart to positive experiences. Open your heart to a more transformative, you know, loving energy that's just going to bring you peace and true enlightenment. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a card from the Whispers of Love Oracle deck. We're going to shuffle. Let's take a look. Treasure your loved ones. Interesting. Okay. So, we've got now here a message from your loved ones and family members. It is important to love others deeply. Treasure your loved ones. So, group number 3. We started the reading out by telling you that there's some rivalry here between two queens, right? And we've talked about that extensively. And now we get this card telling us to treasure your loved ones, that it is important to love others deeply. So there are people in your life, group number 3, that want to truly help you and love you and move you forward. And it's important for you to look after them. It's important for you to really, truly let them know how much you care about them, to treasure them, and truly love them, and just appreciate what they do for you and the things that they say behind your back that are beneficial, and just, what you feel in your heart intuitively, they represent in what they're doing. It's like, I feel like a lot of you have good people that really want what's best for you, and it's important for you to show them that, to dedicate time for them, and just be there for them. These people just want to see you prosper. They want to see you flourish. They want to see you have this beautiful life, and that is truly gorgeous and beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a card from the Spirit Animal Oracle. Okay, we're going to shuffle. And let's take a look. We've got Hummingbird Spirit. Be here now. Hummingbird Spirit. Beautiful card. So this card is essentially telling you to enjoy what you're going through right now and to be present and in the moment. So, for some of you, maybe there's a tendency to live in some kind of alternate reality. Like I met this person who, she was extremely funny. She was hilarious. She pretty much told me that she didn't want to pursue a certain career because once her boyfriend becomes a certain something, then that person is going to have a certain kind of friends, and those friends are going to look down upon her career choice. So therefore, she is going to do something completely different, or it was so limiting, and so out of this world mysterious that I couldn't it's one of those things where it's like, I don't understand what you're saying, right? And this card just kind of speaks to that, because this card is telling you to be here right now. It's like, what is your reality? What are your skills? What are you good at? What do you want? What do you desire? What are you trying to manifest? Don't live in some kind of alternate reality. Be present and in the moment. The future will take care of itself. Tomorrow will take care of itself, and you'll be there and ready and able, sure. But what you are is in this moment right now. That's what you are. So what are you doing, right? What are you going to do? What are the decisions that you're thinking of making? And they have to align with who you are and what you like. You can't do it for anyone else. You have to do it for you. Okay? So, Hummingbird Spirit, be here now. Okay? Right now. All right, so let's go ahead and throw another card. We're going to throw an Avalon card. Avalon. So, this is from the Mists of Avalon. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see. Mists of Avalon. Oh my. Look at this. So the question with this Mists of Avalon, group number 3, is where are you going to be after you make this decision, after you've gone through the entire process of transformation, after you have liberated yourself from some kind of mentality? Where are you going to be? And look at this. You have Guinevere. You know, this is a symbol of beauty, love, feminine power, and sexuality. Beautiful. What this is telling you is that you're going to be truly happy with this person that you've been manifesting, that you've been trying to bring to you. So it's also telling me that it's also revealing to us that the obstacle that's in your way, the thing that you need to change, will in essence make you more beautiful, right? So for those of you that I felt is your health and things that need to happen with your dietary needs, and you know, that is definitely, it plays beautifully to this card. For those of you that need to cut out other people that are just zapping your energy, and you're in rivalry with other people, plays in perfectly to this, right? Feminine power, like taking back your power and knowing just how dynamic and capable you are and beautiful. And then love, you know, how much do you love? How much are you capable of loving even more, right? And then obviously your sexuality. It's like, you know, where is this energy, right? This energy of true love and true prosperity for yourself, you know, just in every area, right? I feel like with this card, Guinevere, you will reach a new reality in your love life. You're going to find possibly your soulmate. You're going to find the person that you are destined to be with and marry. And one of the reasons why that is because you're going to understand who you are. It's like Guinevere is you, right? This is who you are. You are a sexual being who's filled with power, who's filled with a lot of love to give, and you're also beautiful, right? So you are, but for some reason, maybe you're not believing that, right? So once you make the decision to believe that, once you act out on that, you will be able to really see that beautiful Guinevere in you. All right, so that is what I see here. Group number 3. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Give me a like. That helps. Also, visit the Etsy shop. Seekers, I have an Etsy shop, and I want you to visit. And I'm offering private readings there at a very discounted rate for unlimited questions. You know, the demand has been pretty high, and it's great. You know, I'm not complaining, but you know, my time is definitely a little more limited now because of that demand. So I'm gonna have to limit those readings at some point, but take advantage. Go ahead and place your private readings request. The benefit of a private reading is that the message is tailored to you and your energies alone. You know, when we do a pick a card reading, essentially what we're doing is we're trying to find a message within the chaos that is many different energies, right? So it's like you have to take what resonates and leave the rest. It's like a general kind of reading. And so, you know, with a private reading, you get to ask the questions that are most important to you, and the message will be tailored to you and your energy. So there's a big benefit to private readings. And I want to work with you, you know, and also I want you to look at what other seekers that have placed those private readings are saying. I want you to look into that. So you'll be able to do that in the review section of that Etsy shop. The link is going to be down below. Let me know if you have any questions. Also, let me know if you have any ideas for pick a cards. You know, any pick a card ideas, I want to hear it. This was an idea from one of you seekers. And here it is. You know, I brought it to you. So I want to hear if you have any ideas. Make sure to put it in the comment section below. Write pick a card idea and then the actual idea, so that I can find you and search for you. Thank you, seekers. Thank you for all your love, and I hope that you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Bye bye. Hello, group number 4. Welcome. All right, so today we're going to talk about singles. What is coming next in love for you singles? So, in front of you, you have a card from the Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle. And it's just going to represent kind of the theme of your reading. Let's take a look. Story Keeper. Haha, interesting. Interesting card. So, you know, with this card, the keywords are tell your story, legacy, write your wisdom. And essentially what you're being kind of told here is to examine what you've gone through and where you are now. And really be happy with where you are. It's just a card that tells you you've walked 1,000 miles and now you have to get ready to walk 1,000 more, right? It's like reflect. Reflect on what you've been through. Reflect on where you've been and where you're going. Beautiful card, but we're going to need many more cards to put around this one to get a bit just a deeper meaning of what it actually means. So let's start with the Star Tarot. We are going to start with the Star Tarot. We're going to shuffle. Let's see what is coming next in love for you. Group number 4. For you singles out there. Shuffling. And here we are. All right. Interesting. I like this. I like this reading. So you have someone coming to you, young man. Doesn't have to be a young man, obviously. You know, it's a person, right? A person is coming to you. And this person is someone who believes in tradition, very traditional kind of individual. You know, this is, as you can see here, what this person is doing is essentially putting their finishing touches on these little feathers here. So this is the ancestors that have done the work that this person has done in their life. And so he's going to pluck out one of these feathers and put it up in this tree as a symbol of having done and fulfilled what the ancestors wanted him to do. So what he's holding here is his legacy. It's, you know, his desire to show you that he did what needed to be done and he was effective. Essentially, this is like a depiction of a shaman. But more telling is that this person is going to bring an incredible amount of value into your life. All right. They're going to bring something completely new to you that you didn't have before. They're going to reverse your fortune completely. Now, that may be good, that may be bad. There may be some hurdles in the beginning. There may be some limitations. I do see that with the Ace of Pentacles reversed and the Five of Pentacles upright. But ultimately, you know, this connection is going to be one that's really beautiful. And even though maybe there's going to be a requirement or a sacrifice or a period of transition, this is going to feel like, my goodness, I am so happy. That's the feeling that I'm getting. The feeling of I've gained something truly wonderful, truly dynamic, truly valuable with this person. So yeah, there's someone coming for you, group number 4. There's a journey that they are taking to reach you, and I don't think that you're going to be single for very long. I feel that this is going to happen very soon. The fact that the story keeper is telling you to tell your story and to really reflect on your legacy tells me that this is going to be completely new. You know, it's like whatever this person is going to offer you is something completely different. The fact that he, in this picture, is already offering you something of value, almost like a gold ring, tells me that maybe this is going to move rather quickly, and you might have marriage come into your sphere very, very soon. So this might turn into marriage. And this is really the first time I see it. I didn't see it with the other groups. In yours, I see it pretty clearly. So the Five of Pentacles just talks about, you know, what you've been through, what you've gone through, the process of trying to find a way out, the process of just, you know, not having... It's like going through a very terrible dark winter. You know, so it's like the only thing that you had by your side were your spirit guides and spirit kind of showing you the way. So this is coming to an end. It's like you've walked this dark path through this dark winter. Now you're able to kind of tell about it, write about that journey, and now you're coming towards something new. So, for some of you, you're literally being told to share that experience. Share that experience with other people. Write it in your journal, and for some reason, this is going to help you and help your thought process. It's going to help you just understand and appreciate what is coming and appreciate this person more. Perhaps, sometimes when we go through life, we forget just where we were a year ago, right? We tend to forget. And then if we write it down, right, if we really think about it, if we really try and go back and say, okay, where was I a year ago and where am I now? The difference might be so insanely huge that it's like, wow. In that moment, you appreciate what you have, right? And we live in a culture where sometimes we don't do that. We don't appreciate what we have. We don't see the value of it. We just don't, right? So that's kind of the message here, group number 4. You're being told to really examine this. You're going to find a partner, someone who's going to really truly respect you, see the value in you. You're going to see the value in them. There's a sense of peace, love, understanding. There's a sense here of having moved away from true calamity. Maybe you've gone through a period of financial troubles with this Ace of Pentacles here, and now you're moving away from that to this energy of the Knight of Pentacles. So let's go ahead and see maybe if there's any shadows that we need to examine, any messages. And for that, we are going to utilize the Heaven and Earth tarot deck. This deck is just very dark, kind of gloomy, but I love the artwork and it's perfect for shadow work. So let's see what we can find in this. Okay. Interesting. You're being asked here to fight. You're being asked here to step into your power, group number 4. You're being asked to kind of take an active role in defining what you want in life and to speak it, to say it, to act out in accordance with what you want. You're being asked to step into this Princess of Wands energy here. You can see here, this Princess of Wands, she's not to be trifled with, right? This woman will devour you, right? This is a warrior woman. And so sometimes maybe you might lack this warrior, right? Somebody comes, they have a different varying opinion, and the tendency is to agree. I agree with you. Maybe you don't say it, maybe you stay quiet, maybe you examine a little too much. What do they really mean? Do I really want to offend this person, right? Too much examination. And so what ends up happening is you get bulldozed and you don't really manifest what you want in that moment, right? You let other people kind of step over you. So don't do that. Speak your truth, know what you want, and act it out. It's time to start saying what you want. And the reason why I'm telling you that, the Princess of Wands can mean a variety of different things. It doesn't just have to mean, confrontations with people and winning. But then, if you couple it together with this Five of Swords, it talks about that, because this Five of Swords is about gaining the upper hand, right, with someone else. It's like, if you're going to fight with someone, if you're going to step toe-to-toe with someone, you better win, okay? You can't afford to just lay down your arms and let that person take your sword from you and claim victory over you. You better win. And so that's what the Princess of Wands combined with this Five of Swords energy is ultimately trying to communicate to you. It's important for you to win, to be victorious. And obviously, these cards are very epic looking and very dark. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to win, by being harsh with people and by being mean. But, you know, speaking your truth, getting what you want, demanding it. You know, don't let people just walk over you and make decisions for you, but actively shape your reality. The only way to actively shape your reality is by using your voice. Your voice is powerful, right? Your voice has the potential to bring order to the chaos that is our world. And, you know, you are the story keeper, right? And this story keeper perhaps has a tendency to go through experiences and just write them down. And you should. That's perfect. That's what this card is telling you to do. But sometimes you have to try and summon the other aspect of the story keeper. You know, when there's people around, you know, there's no longer time for story keeping. It's time for action, right? It's time for manifestation. It's time to communicate verbally. And that is what the Princess of Wands is here to tell you. The fact that it came out in your shadow tells me that there's a tendency to not want to do that. There's a tendency to play it safe, not offend people because you want to be nice. There is no victory in niceness. That's a shadow side that you have to contend with. There is no victory in being nice. Sometimes you have to have teeth, right? And I know that that's a tough message. I know that you might not agree with that. I feel it for some reason. But peace can only be had once everything is examined and once fairness is 100% for both sides, right? So if you feel like you're being taken advantage of, then you need to speak up. And so that's one of your shadow sides. And I feel like that's going to help you, right? It's going to help in your process with this Knight of Pentacles. I feel like, you know, you've got here 3 Pentacles. And one of them is the 5, which is not all that great. You know, it talks about financial calamity. And the other one's the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So I think that your lack of speaking up for what you want and being too agreeable has gotten in the way of you making money for some reason. So maybe this can be talking about your career. And one of the reasons why it needs to change and you need to speak up and possibly even move to a new career and go inside that manager's office and tell them, listen, if I don't get a raise, if I don't get a promotion, I'm walking. All right. They're offering me this over here. Right. And not feel bad about it. Right. So that might be something that you might have to do so that you can earn more money, make a better living, and ultimately be able to shape your future with this beautiful Knight of Pentacles that's coming your way. Obviously, this isn't a career reading, but it's just too perfect. You know, it just fits in so well, and everything is interconnected. You know, I've read people's comments like, "Why are you talking about my career? This is a love reading, right?" Well, everything is interconnected, right? Everything. It's like you can't have one thing without the other because it affects you. It takes a very rare kind of person to be able to completely disconnect one aspect of your life from the other. Everything is interconnected. Like sexuality is interconnected through everything. That just encompasses love. It's a part of your career. It's a part of your experiences, your adventures. It's a part of everything is together, right? So when I do a reading, it's not just about one area. It's about how can you shape your destiny? How can you shape your future by making decisions right now, real time? What can you do right now to get you to this? We already know, right? Love-wise, you're going to find a partner. This person is a hard worker. This person is a traditionalist. This person is someone who's very spiritual. The red ruby in their head talks about someone who has knowledge and understanding, right, of certain difficult topics. This is a person that wants to bring about change in their life and in your life. So there's a lot of positive things to this, right? So now let's talk about you. Like, what can you do in your life personally in order to make sure that this relationship works out to the best that it possibly can, right? So this is it. This is what I'm seeing. You've got the Princess of Wands, 5 of Swords. So let's go ahead and throw some Oracle cards. Let's see what the Oracles can show us. We're going to start with the Secret Garden. This is actually a new deck that I'm going to be pretty much, you know, showing you guys. It's from Jessica Lee, and it's just, they're very nice. They have little messages on them, and I really like them. I really do. So we're going to use them in this reading. Let me know below if you like it, if you like this deck. The first one is grow. The first message is grow. All flowers must grow through dirt. Interesting, right? So right back to the message that we're getting, right? All flowers must grow through dirt. Dirt is dirty, you know. It's icky, right? Some people might use that word, icky. It's something that you definitely don't want on yourself. But it's necessary, right? It's necessary. It helps for the development of that flower. And so the message there is that in order for you to grow and expand, you have to get dirty, right? You have to go through a process. In order for you to obtain the financial life that you want for yourself, to fund your campaign, to fund your relationship, to fund your life, you have to be willing to be a little confrontational and demand what is right for you. All right, so let's go ahead and keep shuffling. I'm going to throw another one of these oracles. We have here potential. Okay, potential. The littlest key can open the heaviest door. Boom. So what you're being told there is, it doesn't matter what you do, what you say. It doesn't matter how you say it. The littlest action that you probably think isn't going to make a big difference, right? If you do it or not, or if you say it or not, will do it. It will change. It will bring about change in your life. All right. So you just have to communicate it, right? You have to follow through on it. You have to truly release the expectations and release that negativity that is not going to work out, and see it through. All right, so let's throw some more of these mini cards, but this one is from the Whispering Woods. The Whispering Woods Oracle cards. Let's see. What do we get here? Wish. If you wish upon a star, I'm in heaven. You've got the Wish card. Let's see if this wants to cooperate here. There we go. Make a wish with a dandelion in the wind. Beautiful card. And essentially what this card is telling you, group number 4, is that Spirit wants to gift you something. Spirit wants to give you something. Spirit wants to bring about some kind of change in your life. But you have to ask for it. You know, you got to use your voice. You have to use your voice, right? You are the story keeper. I feel that this card is like you at your core. You know, a lot of you maybe like journaling, you like reflection. You know, I think that you excel in these things, right? And beautiful that you do. You have to speak up, right? You got to use your voice. And I feel like Spirit wants you to practice by asking and demanding of Spirit what you want, right? So make a wish. Say it with authority. Spirit, I want this, right? And I feel that that's going to really, truly help you. So let's throw a card from the Making Magic Oracle deck. Let's take a look and see what we got here. Goddess. Yes, yes, yes. You have got Goddess. Healing feminine energy. Beautiful. My goodness. So, Spirit is really close to you, group number 4. I feel like, you know, Spirit, I don't know, I just saw Spirit kind of hugging you. A representation of you, just holding you tightly. You know, I feel like Spirit is so connected to you in a very special kind of way, and Spirit wants for you to just speak up. You know, and Spirit wants you to know that no matter what happens, no matter if you're defeated, no matter if you go through a process of defeat and chaos and calamity and the opposition might come and bring you from your high place, it doesn't matter. You will always be healed. And on top of that, you also yourself have that healing energy inside of you. So your destiny, I feel, is great in this world. I feel that, the Knight of Pentacles is also a healer. This is a shaman. So this is a person that heals spiritual and just emotional, just any kind of negative energy. This shaman is able to examine that energy and reverse it, right? So you are going to work together with this Knight of Pentacles, and both your destinies are kind of intertwined in a very beautiful way. You're going to be able to bring about true prosperity and healing and goodness to the earth. So you can count on Spirit always being there, Spirit being understanding, Spirit being helpful, Spirit just taking you by the hand and not letting you go. You can always count on that for sure. All right, so now that we are on this topic of the goddess, we're going to reveal another oracle card from the Goddess of Love, or the Goddess Love Oracle deck. Let's go ahead and throw a card from that deck. Let's see what else the goddess wants to communicate to you. Maybe something that you can do right now. Journey. Okay, the goddess wants you to know that your life is a sacred gift. Beautiful. That is a beautiful, beautiful message from the goddess. Journey. Your life is a sacred gift. And I felt at the moment I threw that card and I got the wish card and the potential card. I feel like you have incredible power inside of you. And your life is truly, truly special. And what I mean that is because you will use that healing feminine energy to give life to other people, to assist other people, to heal other people, to be of assistance, of service. You will bring about true beauty into other people's lives, healing energy. And it's important for you to speak up. Really, it's important for you to find your voice and find your power and understand that inside of you is a goddess filled with fire and dynamism. And so once you find that, I think that you will be a complete product, right? You're going to be complete, and you're going to be able to find that monetary success, and that's going to be intertwined with your ability to heal people and your ability to be I feel like, group number 4, you're a peaceful person, right? You want truly what's good for everyone. You support everyone. You love everyone, and you love very deeply. And so maybe when people don't return that love, you get really upset, right? You don't understand how people can be so cruel sometimes, or evil, because you yourself are just a person that really craves that peace and that love for everyone, and that care and that attention, right? There's that extra oomph of like just magic inside of you that's very transformative. And it's like, when I saw Spirit giving you a hug, it's like you're going to give that hug to humanity as well, right? You're going to partake in the process of healing those wounds. So this Knight of Pentacles is kind of shaman-like figure. This person is very, 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 very special. Okay. I don't want to take away from just how special they are. This person is someone who is a worker. This Knight of Pentacles is. This is a person that's making his ancestors very, very proud. Constantly working on this kind of shamanistic project. And he also a healer of people, and this is a person that's just filled with incredible value. Like everything they do is pure gold, right? At least that's how it's viewed by the people, or the people that are following him. I wouldn't be surprised if this Knight of Pentacles has some kind of following, people that really look to him. And I say him because, he comes to us as a Knight of Pentacles, but it could be him, she, whatever. This person is someone who has some kind of following, I feel, and people are inspired by their words, their actions, and this is who you're going to partner with, and there's going to be 100% just an energy of love and care and an appreciation for each other, a deep and still appreciation. Beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a card from the Whispers of Love Oracle deck. Let's see what the Whispers of Love are going to whisper to us today. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Spiritual connection. Wow. Okay. Woohoo. This is a pretty exciting card. Every time I get it, I think I do the same like noise because it's just such a special card. The person that you are going to meet and you have kind of like this telepathic connection where it's like sometimes you're so well connected that you pick up on what they're going through and what they're going to say and what energy they're under. This is a relationship that has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. So it's like if you two have maybe been together in a past life or reincarnated together, this is a soulmate. Now, this is very much a soulmate, potentially even like like a twin flame. Twin flames aren't always romantic in nature. Twin flame is mostly that you learn from this person and they are you essentially. That's essentially what a twin flame is. They are an aspect of you, and you learn from them because they're identical to who you are, right? So this is like a twin flame, a relationship that has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime, and there's just such a beautiful connection. For some of you, this is a soulmate that you've just reincarnated with over and over and over again, and you're always destined to find each other because you two kind of like pull each other to each other. Right? You're always going to be connected. You're always going to communicate. You're always going to be a part of each other's lives because you're going to be drawn to each other. So this is like one of those lifetime relationships, It's like you're married for like 40, 50 years type thing. That's kind of like the romance that I see for you, group number 4. All right. Let's see what else. Let's throw a spirit animal oracle. Let's see what the spirit animals have to tell you, shall we? Let's throw one spirit animal oracle, and I hope it's not the badger because I think I've gotten the badger within the past week at least 4 times. Let's see what we got. Wolf spirit. Okay, wolf spirit. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Aha. We've got wisdom again. Okay. We have got wisdom once again. So what that tells me is that there's this knowing inside of you, group number 4, that's very hard to pin down. It's like you receive knowledge from something supernatural. Like you receive knowledge from spirit. You pick up on things. Some of you are psychics. Some of you have just extrasensory perception to a max, right? So you pick up on messages. You know things, right? You know things. And this knowing is something that sometimes can be a burden and sometimes can be a gift. So it's going to fall on you to find all of the goodness in this gift and use it to the fullest extent, all right? And what the wolf is kind of telling you is, the wolf is a symbol of guidance. It's a symbol of like following through on your beliefs and actually doing something about it. And also picking up on this it's like a sense of loyalty and a sense of guidance. We've got another wolf here. So we've got 2 wolves and two calls towards wisdom. So it's like, I feel like you're being told to follow a path, group number 4. Follow the path that you need to follow. The thing is that you know exactly what this path is, but for some reason there's some kind of hesitation on your part. There is some kind of hesitation on your part, and don't have that hesitation. Don't have that limitation or limiting thought, or just 100% follow through on it, and you will reach the other side of this successfully. All right, so let's go ahead and throw a Mists of Avalon Oracle card. Let's take a look. Mist of Avalon Oracle card. I want to, and the question that I'm going to ask here is like, where are you going to be towards the end of this, right? Where are you going to be towards the end of this? Wow. Wow, 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 wow. How is this going to like end, right? Like, what's the culmination of this? You got Lancelot. My goodness. We're talking romance, okay? Romance, devotion, heroism, chivalry. And essentially what this is telling you is that you're going to obtain what it is that you want. And it is, you are very much on like this hero's journey, you know, like the hero that has to save the princess. You're on that kind of journey, right? It's that archetypal energy of the hero that needs to save the princess, kill that dragon, and also be patient. And once this person is able to do this, then they're going to acquire everything, right, that they've wanted. So there's a sense of heroism that's truly a part of your story here. And devotion is being required of you. You know, you're being asked to be devoted, right? You're being asked to, once you speak, once you actually say what you want to say, once you are able to communicate what you need to communicate, right? You're being asked to have a devotion to yourself, to your journey, to your path. Be devoted, and also be devoted to this relationship, because this relationship with you two together is one very special, and you're both going to bring about true change and prosperity in a very beautiful kind of way. Yeah, that is what I see here. Group number 4. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe, Seekers. Subscribe. Give me a like. That helps a lot. And visit the Etsy shop, Seekers. I'm offering private readings in that Etsy shop. The demand has been great. I will have to at some point limit them because of the demand. But it's, you know, I'm very happy with the demand that I've gotten. I'm very happy to be working with so many Seekers. The quality will always be there, as you probably gone to the Etsy shop and read the reviews, but if you haven't, I encourage you to do so. The reviews have been phenomenal, and I'm just so happy for those reviews because they truly keep me going. And I want to thank each and every single one of you that has already placed those private readings. The benefit of a private reading is that I pick up on your energy and your energy alone, right? So with a pick a card reading, there's so many different kind of storylines developing. It's very difficult to truly take what resonates. You know, it takes a very special kind of person to intuitively pick up on the message that's for them. And it's very rare for the entire reading, right, for the totality of the reading to be for that person. So that's why a private reading is always beneficial, because it's tailored to you and your energies. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions on placing a private reading order. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions for you. Also, if you have any pick a card ideas, I want to hear those ideas. All right, I definitely want to hear them. This one was an idea that one of you Seekers left in the comment section. I wrote it in the queue, in the pick a card queue, and here it is. So I want to hear what you Seekers want, so that I can provide it to you. I have so many things that I want to bring you, so many projects, but yeah, I'm running out of hours. I'm running out of hours to be able to do this. But I have just a wealth of things that I want to truly bring you. And you're going to start seeing those things. And I hope that you enjoy them truly. But Seekers, thank you so much. You know, you've given me so much love. Just thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for constantly being present, for your beautiful words, for your likes. Thank you so much. I hope everyone has a wonderful day or night wherever you are. And bye-bye.